A few more questions for them about what people can expect from upcoming patches. I'm also going to show you what's going on with this gun that I have here. Why do I have it? Find out soon. No, so we're going to talk about what people can win from agent highlights and also from the Division 2 photos. Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Game number 112. Wow, it's been quite a few. For the 13th of March, the cool thing is people have already started playing our game. So I love doing these streams and everything because we now have a lot to talk about, and we will, because this is really when, at least on the community side, our job kind of starts. If you are new here, my name is Hamish. I am a senior community developer here at Massive, and my whole mission in life is to make sure that you have information, and also that we have a place for you to come and for us to listen and then barrage the development team with all of that information. So if you're new here, welcome. Chat is a nice place, and everyone in the community is being super cool. I don't know if you've checked out all the corners of the internet, but we have here, and it's going really nicely. It's like a big warm hug from all the Division players. Anyway, today what we are going to do is we're going to talk about some of the things that you can expect from the maintenance tomorrow, because there will be a maintenance tomorrow. We're going to later on have Christian Panner and Julian Garrity from the development team here to talk about what it's like, and we'll have a few more questions for them about what people can expect from upcoming patches. I'm also going to show you what's going on with this gun that I have here. Why do I have it? Find out soon. No, so we're going to talk about what people can win from agent highlights and also from the Division 2 photos. All right, on with the news. Maintenance tomorrow. So 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. People will have experienced this during the beta. So a 3-hour maintenance starting at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, our time. That is Swedish time, or CET. So again, I'm going to do my quick calculations. That's 9:30 p.m. New Zealand, 7:30 p.m. Sydney,
If you can't do the math from the UK to Sweden, that's 1 hour. So 8:30 a.m. for you. Then 6:30 a.m., no, 3:30 a.m. East Coast. Yes, 12:30 a.m. West Coast. It's too late for math in the day. Anyway, so during that maintenance, we have a little bit of news from the live team. Yannick was too busy to come down here, so you should harass him. No, you shouldn't. You should never harass people online. But if you want to tweet at Yannick and say, oh, we missed you on State of the Game today, that would be nice for me because I have a spot here for him whenever he wants it. So one of the issues that is going to be fixed tomorrow is, I have never even gotten to the settlement yet myself, but the castle settlement apparently has a block in the progression. I don't know why, but so spoiler free, that's good. That is fixed in tomorrow's patch if you have experienced that, the castle issue. There is, and though we don't want to talk about it in too much detail, but there was a loot exploit that will be fixed in tomorrow's patch. So that's nice and quick as well. So kudos to the team on getting that fixed nice and quickly. The performance on all platforms. So not in terms of the maintenance tomorrow, but the team here really want to know if you are experiencing issues on any of the platforms. We are looking for feedback on performance issues. So whether you're on console or PC, we need that information. For me, at least, the game has been performing really well, both here on the new rigs that we have built, the AMD rigs that Gabe and I built last week, running super good. I even ran it at home on my 4790K and a 970, and it's running over 60 FPS on high, so good job, team. But if you are experiencing issues, please let us know on the forums exactly what those issues are. When they are happening is really important. So what are you doing in the game? Where are you? You know, any kind of details you can give us really help us identify, reproduce those problems, and then fix them. I'll talk to someone who knows a whole lot more about what that is like. Christian's here, so he can talk about that better than I can. So the forums, forums.ub.com, some of the mods in chat will be able to give you a link to that. The forums are the best place. So I know that we stream here on Twitch all the time. And it's great to get like a bit of a read from the community on what you're experiencing. We love that. But for us to be able to action things, we really need that in a static place. Twitch chat goes so quickly, and we can only do so much. So forums, please. Don't stop telling us what you think about the game in chat, by the way. That's fantastic. So don't stop, but also forums. There is currently a weird bug as well with weapon skins. So I know people are going to make fun of the way I say weapon, but do take note, because this is kind of going to be frustrating if you experience it. If you sell a weapon with a skin on it, that skin can be lost, even if it's something that you found in game or you've actually purchased with your own money. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. We have a fix that we're working on for it, so we have that in the works. But if you did sell it on accident, you can use the buyback menu to buy it back immediately. Look, you shouldn't have to do that, but for now, that's what you can do. But you should contact customer support if you have accidentally sold skins that you have bought with your own money, because you own those and you should have them. So support should be able to help you out with that. You can deconstruct weapons and the skin will not be lost though. So this applies to selling your weapons at a vendor. All right? Chronodium, please stop making fun of my accent. That's not very kind. All right. There is another issue with the World Tier 4 block where people are stuck in like World Tier 3 and not being able to experience World Tier 4. We are working on a fix for this, and I do have some notes here from Yannick, so he is here in spirit, which is nice. I'm not going to say these things in my worst French accent ever, as tempted as I am, but we'll go ahead and talk about that. So you should avoid doing strongholds that push you into a new world tier with people who are in different world tiers, if you can. So, for example, if you are, you know, the current gear score requirements to get into World Tier 2, and you group up with someone to do something that would push you into World Tier 3, that's kind of making things a little bit funky for you. And here is a workaround that you can do that might help. Might is in bold here from Yannick, so I need to stress that. There is a proposed workaround that might help is to group with someone who's in the same world tier you are stuck in. So if you're stuck in World Tier 3 and want to get to World Tier 4, group up with someone who is in that same group. So if you're stuck in World Tier 3, find somebody who's also in World Tier 3. That's what I just said, Yannick, fine. And who's pushing into World Tier 4 by doing the stronghold. That would push them there. Make sure that you and the other person have the correct gear score to meet those requirements. Do the stronghold together, and this will hopefully, again, not guaranteed, push you into World Tier 4. And this may not work for everybody, but try it out, see if it works for you. We do have a fix that we're working on for it, a permanent one. But for now, that may be able to help you. All right. Like I said before, those are some things we're working on. There's a maintenance tomorrow, 9:30 till 12:30, so 3 hours downtime. We do this every week for the maintenance. The best thing to do also is follow the division on Twitter. I would recommend doing that because sometimes, and Christian is going to look at me sideways when I say this, but sometimes the servers can come up before 12:30. Correct? They can. I'm going to get punched real soon. But they can, not all the time, especially maybe not this early on in the game's life cycle. Expect 3 hours. But if you want to know when the servers are coming back up, make sure you are following the division on Twitter. All right. On with the next part. So the agent highlights is something that we do all the time. Someone's waving from outside the door. I don't think it's critical. Chris, community developer, is going to come in. If there's something critical, Is everything okay?
Yes, we just want to let you know that maintenance actually starts at 9 o'clock, not 9:30. So we have to move it.
9 till 12 or 9?
Yes.
Not 9:30 to 12:30?
No.
Okay. Oh, wow. This is why you should come to this channel, because we've just been told by community developer Chris Gansler that the maintenance is not from 9:30 till 12:30, but 9 till 12. Please disregard what I have said. That's fantastic. Did I say 30 hours? I said 3 hours. I said 3 hours. I never said 30 hours, right? Funyuns is making fun of me. Okay, yes, breaking news. I wish I had an earpiece so I could be like, this just in. We've now been told that the maintenance is from 9 till 12. Not huge breaking news, but what I said before, displace that by 30 minutes and then we are good. Okay, what I was talking about was agent highlights. So there are fantastic people all throughout the community who are doing a heap of cool things. Cosplay, fan art, music. There's some raps in there. I know Sage did some Division theme music. Anyway, whatever you do out there in the community, we are watching it and it's freaking cool. So with agent highlights at the end of this month, we're going to be giving away something, not giving away, that's like, it sounds like it's luck. We're going to be rewarding people who do awesome stuff with some cool things. So before we get into showing you what people have been doing, I want to show you some cool things. And this 50 cal will make sense now. First though, I'll show you this one. Hopefully this is close to being in focus. The Brian Johnson figurine, which you can purchase, correct me if I'm wrong, on the Ubi store. This is the figurine, and it's super cool. I'll give you a turnaround. Anyway, there's that. How do you get it? You get it, we have 2 tiers of rewards for agent highlights and for division photos. This one will be our tier 2 reward. Look, I'm just going to frame him in the shot here. There you go. There you go, buddy. So we'll be giving away some of those to people for agent highlights and the division photos. But I want to spend a bit of time showing you, well, here's one I prepared earlier. This is like a cooking show. Fantastic. This one. This is like the supreme 1/6 scale Brian Johnson figurine. Check that out. That's freaking cool. And now the 50 cal I was showing you before makes sense. This is not available for purchase separately, but it is part of the Phoenix edition. So we're giving away some tier 1, as our tier 1 reward will be some Phoenix edition copies. So in that Phoenix edition, you get this, the game, a steel book, the map, the art book, the soundtrack, the year 1 pass. Freaking cool. You can also get the Phoenix edition on the Ubi store. So if you want to grab that. But this guy is decked out. So this 50 cal, everything here is fully articulated. Welcome to the Home Shopping Network, by the way. Look at that. Stock folds in. Boom. All of this. I don't want to get called out for doing any bad poses, so I'm not going to do too much here. But He moves around completely. He even has zips and everything because this thing is completely hand sewn. So all of the stuff on the backpack, there's little zips that you can lol at the Home Shopping Network comment. I feel like I should actually start a Home Shopping Network thing and see if I can get like a commission deal. That would be fantastic. But there is a hat. And I guess this whole thing can go on. Tommy is included as well. He's on the back here. This was something that I found out when Ella was talking about it before. Oh my God, the zippers work. Yes, Matt, they do. I'm going to do this one thing. I don't want to do too much because I'm so scared of breaking it, everything flying across the room, and then being at the top of Twitch clips like Yannick did when he revealed the open beta. Thanks. The mask comes off and has elastic and everything. So I'm just going to take that off. Like this. There we go. There you go. Dark Zone mask. Boom. All right. That's enough of that. So if you want to win some of those in the future, you should just get stuck into using hashtag agent highlights on Twitter as well. If you have anything cool to share with us, hashtag the Division 2 photos as well for that other side of things. I'm going to show you that in a second. But we actually have some of the things that have been happening on Agent Highlights. To be clear, these aren't the winners of this month's Agent Highlights, but some of the cool things for some inspiration. So can we take a look at what people have been doing this month? Because it's very, very cool. Zero Charisma with the sick cosplay. Days as well. I actually shared this on Twitter the other day. That is super cute. And our buddy, Eidolon, has been the paint job he's put on his custom 50 cal and making all sorts of other parts for it. Super cool. If you want to check the update on that, I know Eidolon Fox is that exact tag on Twitter. So go and check that out if you want to see the progress on that. Awesome. Okay. So before we bring on the guests as well, I have a few other things to show you when it comes to the agent, the hashtag the Division 2 photos. I'm always going to get that hashtag wrong, I swear. People have been making insane things with the photo mode, like really, really, really cool. So while I bring on my next guests, Julian and Christian, we're going to show you a little video of the things that people have been getting up to. For a bit of inspiration, actually there's still time to get involved in possibly winning some of this that's going on. So make sure you submit your photo mode things on Twitter using hashtag the Division 2 photos. Got it? I've said the hashtag like 100 times, so you have to have it by now. Okay? Fair. Moving on. Do not go anywhere because Julian and Christian will be with me in just a second, and we'll see you in a minute or two. All right? Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. We are back. So if you were not inspired by those Division 2 photos, you probably don't have a soul. Is that fair to say? No. So anyway, I'm here with Julian and Christian from the development team. You guys have been working on the Division for a little while.
Yep.
Well, the Division 1 and Division 2. Christian, you originally came on as a closer for Division 1, right?
Yes.
What made you want to stick around?
Well, it's fantastic IP, so.
Well, you have it, yeah.
And a fantastic team, of course.
Do you like it here? Massive? Well, in Sweden?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's I've been here for 4 years now. I enjoy the weather, especially this time around.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it's great. It's fantastic.
And you've you were in Division 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finished up the Division 1 and then worked on Live. And it's about a year since we announced Division 2. Right here, right?
On a couch,
Yeah.
more or less.
That was on the birthday of the Division 1. So, so 3 years ago, launched the Division 1. 1 year ago, announced Division 2. And this week, we pressed the big button and launched the servers for the early access versions of the Division 2. So it's...
I just have noticed your hat, sorry. The DC Harriers.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well, I don't want to continue the DC, the massive shopping network theme, but this is one of the
We really need
one-offs.
to make this happen.
This is one of the one-offs that we created for one of the sports teams, the fictional sports teams in the Division 2. So I thought I'd wear it. You can't buy this. This isn't something you get in stores.
You
this
can't
is
buy it?
no. It's just a prototype. We're playing around with some ideas. That's all.
Well, I mean, people, if they... Look, we can never promise anything, but if you like it, there's no harm in letting us know.
Somebody's asking me if I can get my sweater as well. Can you part of the shop?
There you go. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because you went on the Division 1, now the Division 2. What are the things that excite you the most about the Division 2? I guess from a production perspective, does it allow you to do more? Is it what excites you the most?
Professionally?
Yeah.
Professionally, it's building a relationship with a development team, stretching ourselves technically, creatively. Professionally, all of those things really excite me. It's not an ego thing where I want to tell a story. No, this is it's a journey with a team over 3-4 continents with a very set objective where we know what we want to do. It's an almost impossible challenge, but it's the work and the struggle together, and then the achievement of actually shipping something, and then launch is just the beginning. So that's what excites me. It's working with people like you.
Whoa, brutal.
I
mean, Christian and I have been working together
for some time now.
8 years.
Yes.
So,
What about for you, Christian? What's the most exciting part from the? I mean, you're kind of known throughout the studio as, well, and should be as the taskmaster to make things happen.
It's a big word to say, but for me, I see. So it as a person is a big challenge because we are coming after many years of building here and with our co-dev partners Division 1, and that was not an easy task to take. And then it becomes a bigger challenge because you want to do, of course, better, and we want to solidify all this partnership, and I think we demonstrated until now that we did very well on that area, and we'll say hi to all our co-dev partners that are watching right now. And it's a challenge. How do you improve on all that? How do you improve from production perspective, the structure of the team? How do we all these relations that we do have? And I think we did it well. And of course, there's always still room for improvement, and we always try to challenge ourselves, and we're going to continue to do that. And it's quite a big challenge.
Awesome. Like you said, there's a lot of co-dev studios around there. It's not like we ship this title and then everyone goes on holiday. Well,
unfortunately, not.
No. So for this period of the game, what's the focus for the production side, I guess?
I think for me, and then Christian agrees with this isn't our first time around on a live game, right? We're taking everything that we learned from operating the Division 1. There is nothing more important than the health of the game. So you spent a couple of minutes talking about the exploits, the bugs, the progression blockers. In this kind of incredibly complex game, co-op, open world, non-linear, end game focus, we're bound to have things that pop up. Our absolute only focus at first is to be fixing those things and to make sure that the experience, the base experience is fantastic before we add much more into it. So adding stuff, absolutely part of the plan. We've stated it numerous times that all of this content is going to be free in the first year, but health is our first and foremost priority.
Nice. On that note, are there any specific things that you've been looking at or noticed from the community or online that you've seen that are going to be specific things that are going to be fixed in client patches or server patches coming up? Or
So
what are some of the things?
what we do since we pressed that red button, Julian and I,
We'll show the red button in a
we're
sec.
gonna show it.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
red button. Maybe people don't know what
No,
it is.
but we are monitoring, of course, the situation in the back end. We have a group of people that are working on the operation side of the game. We are monitoring everything that comes through the forums, via all the forums and social media, and of course from the community to make sure that. And what we do with that is basically we take all the feedback, we try it ourselves, see how it works in our test environment, and prioritize it, of course. And then we decide based on the type of fix that we do, how can we actually bring it in the game faster. So the fastest way is a server-side patch. It's something that we do tomorrow in the maintenance from 9 to 12
Yes.
CET.
Wow,
And,
you're good at this.
This is easier in a way. It allows us to be much more proactive and faster. Then the second part is through a client patch that is applied to all our 3 platforms. And that has a longer lead time because we do have to go through a full, we do have to go through a submission to the first parties and go through that process, and then ensuring that the client patch is solid and has no flaws, and we push it live.
Cool. For those, I'm just to clarify, I remember when I first started here, I didn't know what first parties meant. So first parties, that means Microsoft and Sony. Correct. We have control over Uplay, which is always nice.
Yes.
So we don't have to deal with ourselves. But first parties,
We deal with ourselves all the time, man.
We do have requirements, of course, internal requirements that we need to.
Yeah. Of course. But yes, first parties means Microsoft.
And I wanna say this as well, because we run since we launched, we run into issues, of course, and wanted to fix them all. And we do have our dear test team that is in both Bucharest and Kiev that is helping us these days, and they help us throughout this period to actually create and help develop this game in the best possible condition for our players. So I want to thank them. Thank you for your support and continued support, and we're looking forward to work with you also in the future.
Awesome. Actually, no. Before we head on, I don't want to forget about the red button, because if people missed it on Twitter the other day, we actually have a picture of it. It's not just a metaphorical big red button. It is very much a physical big red button. It's not symbolic.
No, that actually turned on the servers.
Yes.
So it's not like you press a button and then someone else does the actual thing.
No, that was the button, and you have to keep it down for 5 seconds, so it made for a fairly intimate
connection.
and awkward connection.
No, but it was great. I mean, it is coming from the fact that in the first time when we launched Division 1, we it was of course super exciting, and we press a smaller button, we press the enter button on the keyboard, and we wanted this time around to make it to make more of an event out of it.
That's
and
cool.
We had everybody in our operation room around us, and we were very emotional about it. We press that button, we keep it pressed for 5 seconds to actually make the script run and actually start the server. So it was a nice, cute moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just see a note in chat. It's not as apparent here because of depth perception, but your height difference. Sorry.
What height difference?
I don't know
No,
what
there
you're
is
talking
none.
about.
It's just a depth
Honestly,
trick of the eye.
The camera angle doesn't help. Plus, Christian was standing on a box. It's wildly unfair.
No.
Wildly unfair.
I mean, I personally want to congratulate both of you and the dev team. I don't want to be like it to appear self-congratulatory, but I went on Reddit as I do the other day, and looking through and just people's perception of, not their perception, the reality of their experience in the game so far is super positive. People are loving it, and you guys should be super proud.
It's actually feels really, really good. Our mantra from day one has been we're taking a lot of the stuff that we learned from launching and operating the first game and putting it towards the experience of the second game. And I'm mediumly active on Twitter when I have a little bit of time, and there's a huge amount of positivity and support, which is super appreciated. It's not unusual, but it's super appreciated. So it feels good to launch. It feels good to have the stability that we've launched with, and knowing that it's only going to get better from today.
Yeah, I think this is such a solid base for the game going forward. And as people know, we here on State of the Game will always cover what is happening in the game. It's very, very great to talk about how great things are going right now. When things do pop up, we will let you know about it because there are issues right now that we talked about. We talked about earlier before the stream started, one of the threads that we saw was related to netcode, and that was one of the things that...
There's something that was picked up from I think from Reddit, and it was picked up by some news outlets. We observed that issue as well, and I'm happy to say that was fixed Monday.
That's fast.
9 p.m. our time here, CET. It was fixed and deployed in 5 minutes. It was a server-side fix for that, and now people that basically on some routers and some networks, people that were playing from the same router, some of them could not connect properly, so they had to use a VPN or a solution like that. Now we can say happily that you can play from the same building if you have 3, 4 more computers or consoles running, and it will be good for everyone.
That's really cool. And while this isn't a stream to go over patch notes or a dedicated list of fixes for things upcoming, are there any other things that you're looking at for upcoming patches that you'd like to fix?
There's a huge amount, right?
Without making it
the fun stuff that I think we're looking into doing. You know the Pulse car. Every time we launch a screenshot of the game with a police car, the door is slightly open.
The Pulse.
The Pulse car.
Yeah.
Pulse.
Well, I really want to put an actual Pulse car in the game, but a single one.
Just one.
Just one on the map.
All right.
First person who finds that, we send them some swag.
All right.
Like your hat.
That would be fantastic.
That would be really cool. Because, I mean, I wonder what we could track, like the first person to do like a hood slide on it, or the first person to close the door, or something.
We'd have to find a way to verify the timing, but I'd love to do stuff like that. Little Easter eggs that we do from time to time. Otherwise, in terms of quality of life, there's a million things, from UI to customization options. No bold people.
Yeah.
In the game.
Oh yeah. So baldness. I know some people have been asking for that. They're like, why are you discriminating against people that don't have hair, guys?
But also natural hair. So somebody contacted me on Twitter yesterday. We're going to see what we can do. I'll reach out to them for some advice and have a conversation there. So we're doing a lot of things that are health, which is the most important, quality of life, and then fun things that we talk with the community for.
Awesome. Well, once we have more to say on that, I'll make sure that I can rope you back in to talk about the review. Well, maybe we could. No, I guess we can't talk about Pulse if that ever happens, because that spoils the whole thing.
It'll be in the patch notes.
Yeah, Vivid wants a man bun. So
you know what? It came up today.
Remember? I don't know.
It was Ben, our art director, who was saying, "Yeah, how about man buns?" He doesn't have a man bun, but he was
Benedict
saying,
not,
"Okay, I need to defend the man bun here."
Yeah, Jay in Jersey saying, "I want a longer beard. I want to go full mountain man."
Full beards, maybe.
There are some
We
technical
will look into
considerations.
it.
Yes, man buns, no
We'll
man
look into
buns.
it.
It's a
It's
divisive,
debate.
divisive subject.
I know there was one about the, I think it's the SWAT outfit that has some clipping on the outfit. And I was talking to an animator today. Things like that are being fixed in upcoming patches. So there's a lot of things, some that people will never notice, some things that only some people will notice. But do keep letting us know about things you're experiencing in the game, because we want to know about things that can be fixed and things that we can add. We are currently over time.
Oh,
Thank you guys for joining me today. Again, Julian and Christian from the production team. If you want to see them back, vote in chat. No, there's no vote
There's no
system.
vote.
and again,
Yeah.
thank you so much to the community so far.
They've been awesome.
We've only seen positivity. We've seen a huge amount of constructive criticism, but also love, and it's appreciated. It really is appreciated. So, thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank
keep
you
it
very
up,
much.
community. You guys are doing really good job. Because that is one of the things. I know that, yes, we make the game here, but we make it, I at least think, in co-production with the people out there playing it. So, and they agree. So keep letting us know. All right, we're going to head off. Make sure that you keep giving us those feedback on the forums, and we'll see you again really soon. Bye, everyone.